Opening night of the NBA season is close. It's Tuesday, October 18th. Do you think the Golden State Warriors can repeat? To celebrate the start of the season, we are offering you a 7-day NBA package for only $49. Yes, that's only $7 a day, and it will be valid through Sunday, October 23rd at both WagerTalk and Sports Memo. There is no limit to the number of handicappers that you can get. Just head to your favorite capper's homepage.
Welcome into the NBA Tip-Off Show powered by WagerTalk.com as we kind of heading into our first full weekend of NBA action. The association in full effect and nice card here tonight. We have had, of course, a few head-scratching moments here over the last couple of days in the association, but it is a long season after all. Doesn't change the fact and we've got three of the best here for you today to break down some of these games, throw out some best bets for you as we welcome in the prop god himself, Andy Lang in the house. Tony Mejia, straight from his grandmother's. Always a pleasure to see you, Tony. I didn't realize Brian Leonard sold you his house, but he did. Brian Leonard in the house as well. Gentlemen, happy Friday to you. Andy, I know early on, obviously just a couple of days under our belt here, but might you have anything locked and loaded in the association? I know you got a whole bunch of UFC and stuff coming up this weekend.
Oh, man, what an exciting weekend for sports. Yeah, we've got 5% NFL and UFC, but for tonight, yes, we have two NBA props. Off to a really good start, 4-1. I do have to laugh at our one loss was Drew Holiday over his points, rebounds, and assists last night. Drew Holiday, he wasn't really shooting the ball. He was kind of throwing it at the rim. Went 2 for 15 from the field. That is not going to get it done. So it was kind of one of those laughable losers that was over before it even started. But, yes, 2 plays up. We find some really good spots at the beginning of the season, but I also tread just a little bit lightly on some of the percentages. These aren't plays that you're, going all in or really big until we get at least a week's worth of stats to kind of back it up. But 4-1, off to a great start. 2 plays up tonight. Excited for the card tonight.
All right, excited for the card. Imagine those people that took Westbrook's over point total. Hey, Tony Mejia, what is going on? Brick. Total, another brick. What is going on here? I know we were just talking a little bit about that Laker-Clipper game last night. A lot of Laker fans like Ski Profit in hiding right now. But what do you got locked and loaded tonight in the association?
There is a 4% play up tonight. My freebie for the show is going to be a client play, so everybody gets that for free. And I have a college football package up. We will try to get NFL up as well today because I think there's going to be a 5% play there. I know there's going to be a 5% play in college football. So, yeah, busy weekend. Thank you to Brian for selling me this house. This house reminds me of that Office episode where Jim buys his parents' house and they got that clown painting on the wall that's structurally important to the foundation of the house. That's what this wallpaper reminds me of. So I appreciate that. He threw in the bureau there and the nice lamp. So at least the lamp's not disrupting me like it did last time I filmed here. So thanks for that. And yeah, just to show how the NBA can flip-flop from one night to the other, I will be talking about my under loss on the Lakers-Warriors game until the final day of the regular season. 40 points in less than 4 minutes. And Russell Westbrook was on the floor. So I played the under in that game and took the horrible beat right out of the gate. And then last night I was on the under, and Russell Westbrook was on the floor, helping me out there in the final few minutes because he had his tag team partner, Patrick Beverley, syncing things up on offense. So it's a marathon, kids, and stick with it. We will win more than we lose. That is the plan.
You are so correct about that. At least you got the bad beat out of the way with Russell Westbrook early. You don't have to even worry about it anymore now. You'll be good. Brian Leonard, I hope you got top of the market value from Mejia there at the house. Welcome in. Talk to us here, Brian. I know you got NHL going, obviously football across the board. Still some baseball to be played and NBA. So what's added here this weekend?
I just wanted to let Tony know while I've got him on the show that my 70s porno is underneath the dresser right there. So if he wants to check out some, a little bush, he can check that out. I've got two NBA. You like that one, huh? I got two NBA as well as an NHL play going today. And like Tony, my best bet on the show will be one of my two NBAs. So if you want the other one and the NHL, you can get that over on the site right now. We do have a 5% play up on Saturday in college football.
If he gets up and moves that bureau right now, I'm out. I'm out.
Start pulling things out of there that nobody wants to see it. I think we'll pass.
I can't. All right, gentlemen, let's start off with, as usual, the contrarian gods and the play of the day. I will say the other night, contrarian gods, they spoke. And, of course, the Oklahoma City Thunder answered. The contrarian gods said, take those 10.5 points against Minnesota, and voila. They didn't win, but hell, they didn't lose by 10, so that was good. Now tonight, though, they got their attention focused on the Houston Rockets as the Memphis Grizzlies got steamed up rather quickly. Everybody loves Memphis, right? I mean, look, they beat the Knicks in overtime, right? It's got to be Memphis. I don't know. The contrarian gods are saying not so fast. So, Andy, kick us off here. And tell me any props in this game that you might be looking at as well.
Well, first off, I kind of have a theory with some of these teams. I like the Rockets getting 7 points. There's going to be these teams, and my team is included, the Indiana Pacers, who are just openly tanking, and I think they may end up covering some of these spots because teams are just looking ahead. They're resting starters, and just look at the schedule. The Grizzlies got to go and play the Mavericks tomorrow. This could easily be a look-ahead spot for them. You know, they're coming off overtime, and you're getting these points. You got some really good young players on Houston that all these fourth-quarter minutes, even if it's a blowout, are going to be really valuable. I think this could be a real trend across the season where you see teams like the Houston Rockets, the San Antonio Spurs, even the Pacers, that are covering at a much higher percentage than people will think. So I am with the contrarian gods on this one. That I think you're taking the points more often than not, especially if you look at the opposing team and what their schedule has coming up. As for props, my best bet for the show is actually in this game. I'll do that one later. But my old friend Kevin Porter Jr. over 31.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He got over his points, rebounds, and assists earlier this week. This is a guy that cashed for us all kinds of times at the end of the season last year. He cashed this in 7 straight games. It went for 21, 7, and 7. He played 34 minutes. To me, if he plays 34 minutes against the Grizzlies, he's going to go over this again. And with that Houston team, it's him and Jaylen Green. They're going to be doing most of the damage for Houston. I think they're going to be playing teams that are letting up a little bit more. They're going to give their bench guys some more minutes. So I think I may be playing some of these Houston Rockets guys, especially Green and Porter, over their points, rebounds, and assists because they're the only game in town. So, yeah, give me KPJ over his points, rebounds, and assists. My best bet for this game.
Can't go wrong with it. I mean, Mejia, the Rockets certainly hung with Atlanta in that game. They threw up 9 trillion shots, but hey, they still hung even late in that game with them. But ironically enough, that game didn't go over at 235 as it closed. They ended up at 234. What do you think about the contrarian gods look here that maybe Memphis a little overvalued by everyone here?
Well, I think, first of all, Jabari Smith Jr. put a smile on all Rockets fans' faces because he was really sharp and efficient, and I don't think he could have had a better debut. I was right there with Andy. I sent him a DM after the game or responded to his text, whatever it was. Kevin Porter Jr. hit a big 3 in that game to notch that points, rebounds, assists in the final minute. And it was actually Jaylen Green's fault that game didn't get over and that the Rockets didn't cover. I think most people pushed at +10 because he was inefficient and he'll have better nights. Certainly, I think he's going to be improved this year. He just has to have better shot selection, be more consistent. And the Rockets will be live dogs more often than not because it's certainly a talented group. A surprise for me on the Rockets is Bruno Fernando starting. He had 7 assists. He gobbled up all of my Alpi Şengün assists that I was looking forward to. Şengün comes off the bench. I had an over prop on his rebounds and assists. He had 9 rebounds and no assists. You don't normally see that from him because he's a nice playmaker, great passer out of the post. I expect more from him as well. And then on the Memphis side tonight, entirely new front court, at least at the starting spot, because another game that Dylan Brooks will miss, and he kind of plays there at the 3. And the other kid that played there at the 3 last year, Zaire Williams, now in his second year, he's also out of the lineup. Jaren Jackson Jr. will be out of the lineup until December at the earliest. So you've got John Konchar and Santi Aldama starting, and Aldama, should be on everybody's DFS lineup tonight. Double right out of the gate. Really looks like he fits in with that starting unit with Morant and Desmond Bane. I'll take the contrarian side here. That's fine with me. It's just you got to be wary of Ja Morant because he's in midseason form.
Oh, man. Mark that down, Robert. He is actually backing the contrarian gods and not giving them the middle finger this time. I love it. Brian Leonard, talk to us here. Memphis, overtime, took the Knicks. I don't know if that was more Knicks issues or not winning that game and not being able to close it out, but any which way you cut it, the market loves the Grizzlies. How about you?
It makes a big difference when you play an overtime game and you win compared to lose. If they'd have lost that game, I would expect them to come out with a much better effort here. And he made a great point, because I was thinking about this earlier today. Now that we're into the tanking era of the NBA, we're going to be able to get some good value on teams that they expect to tank when they're a big underdog. And then, for example, today, San Antonio and Indiana, I want no part of that one because you got 2 teams who are going to be tanking. In fact, San Antonio has actually talked about that. So, yeah, there's going to be good spots, and Tony mentioned this as well, on these tanky teams when you're getting them at a big number. Ja Morant, obviously, is a household name now. He's a superstar talent, and the public likes to bet the teams that have the superstars. You can go through the sports book out here in Vegas, and people who are betting the NBA, they'd have a hard time mentioning more than 1 or 2 players to play for the Houston Rockets. That's good. I like that. So I'm in agreement with this. I like the Houston side here. I like their young players last year. It's going to take them a while till they learn how to win, but I like the way they play. They're getting better every year, and it's a team I'd be interested in tonight at this current number.
All right, Robert, you know the rule. All 3 agree with the contrarian gods. Scrap it. Let's go, Memphis. Here we go. Rockets +7 for the contrarian play of the day. Looking to make it 2-0. Those gods. We'll move on to our featured game here tonight. And, boy, you want to talk about 2 teams that started off in completely different ways here. Is the Celtics visiting the Miami Heat, not too far down the road here, and 2 is what I am seeing the Boston Celtics as a favorite. It's been pretty much steady across the board today. 219 as a total. Boston dominated the Sixers in just about every way possible. Efficient. Tatum, Brown, 70 points combined. In the meantime, you had a Miami team who couldn't hit water if they fell out of a boat. Tyler Hero was good. Jimmy Butler got to the free throw line, but that was it. They were not good offensively. And here they are in game 2 having to welcome in the Celtics. So, Andy, kick us off with some props here, man. What are you looking at here, Celtics and Heat?
I'm going to give out a couple props, but just tread lightly in this game. The Celtics and Heat, these games can be strange for props. You have all these strange matchups, and are we going to get Bam Adebayo who's dialed in, or are we going to get Bam Adebayo who's 1 for 8 from the field and in foul trouble? So I'm going to give a couple props to keep your eyes on, but don't play these big. This is just the Celtics and the Heat whenever they play each other. I tend to avoid on client plays. I think it can go back to Jayson Tatum over 7.5 rebounds. That was a really nice cash for us to get our first win of the season, easily hit. what you're looking at with the Celtics with no Rob Williams is on the boards, it looks like Al Horford is just going to occupy the other team center, and we see Tatum come in and crash. Tatum had 12 rebounds the other night. So it wouldn't surprise me if Tatum gets over this again. He's got, I think they put the number at 7.5. You're getting it at plus money. So you only need 2 per quarter to cash this one. Again, there's some big bodies in there for Miami, so I'm not really I'm not super confident in it like I was the other night, but certainly worth a look. And then little obscure one, Dwayne Dedmon, over 9.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He only played 13 minutes, but he's very efficient, 11 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. He's the backup to Bam. He's going to get minutes, and if Bam gets into foul trouble, he's going to play even more minutes. So Dedmon, to me, has a guaranteed 12 to 13 minutes, but if Adebayo gets in foul trouble, he's going to be in there even more, and he's going to sail over this. He's the only backup center right now to Adebayo, so very low number for Dedmon at 9.5. I think he gets there.
Boom. Looking for, I love it, Dedmon to get involved in this game. Brian Leonard, what do you think? Game 2 here, these two teams know each other pretty well. It was a hell of a playoff series not too long ago. What do you think we get here tonight from them?
You know, the Boston win over Philadelphia originally looked really impressive. I picked Philadelphia to win it all this year, so it's not a good start for me. It's now they're 0-2. The loss yesterday to a Milwaukee team who is a little bit shorthanded coming into the season gives me some concerns about Philadelphia. Their defense hasn't been there. Now Boston's going up against Miami. Miami's a team I'm looking to go against this year. They just don't have any rebounding on this team. And they're not good enough offensively to get away with rebounds when they play teams that can rebound. Big teams with big players underneath, they're going to struggle. I kind of like Boston in this game right here. They shut the lights out in that first game against Philadelphia. Way over the league average in shooting percentage and in efficiency. Just a terrific game from Boston. It's a different team than what they had last year. Obviously, the coach is different. But this team, if you remember, Boston, second half of the season looked really good. They were really impressive, went all the way to the championship there. Miami's a team, as much as I like the coaching for Miami and I like some of their players, I think we're finally going to see a little bit of regression for Miami here. So the number right now points me towards Boston. I think Boston's more the complete team, and I am worried about Miami on the boards.
Worried about Miami on the boards. Mejia, I'm worried about them turning the damn ball over nearly 20% of their possessions in that game against Chicago and the G League players. So what do you think tonight? Does Miami and Spo clean it up here and get back to business, or is it Boston all the way?
Yeah, we're going to have to show off some stones to ride with the Heat. My numbers tell me to ride with the Heat. First 4% play of the season. Woo-hoo! Hey, Zach LaVine's not playing?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go with the Heat. First half, -4 against the Bulls. They're up double digits, and here comes Goran Dragic. Throws his cane down. He's 36 now. 4 for 4 from three-point range. Holy Christ, can somebody guard that guy? And then you got Bam Adebayo. Bam Adebayo is 1 for 10 in that first half, missing layups, shrugging at the camera, looking dejected. Nikola Vucevic is in his head. It was the most disgusting start, based on the night before, 17 of 18 in those final 4 minutes and 7 for 7 from three-point range from the Lakers and the Warriors, which I will not stop talking about for a while. So again.
Oh, look at it. He's so excited. Look at him. He froze up.
Stop talking about it.
Go ahead. Yeah, you see, you did stop talking about the Lakers and the Clippers. Let's see. Stop talking about Lakers and Clippers. Oh, my goodness. All right, so we'll get Mejia's response. Are you back, Tony?
I'm back.
Are you going to stop talking about the Lakers and the Clippers?
I will.
All right, go ahead. You got it.
I will say this, though. The Heat did not give me much confidence in not being able to...
He just can't. He can't stop. Yeah, you just got buzzed. Refresh your crap, will you? Damn it!
It's that 1970s internet.
Oh my goodness, I can't.
Right.
Go back with the go back with the dresser. All right, we're giving you one more shot here, Mejia. You ready? You ready, Mejia?
I'm refreshed. I don't know.
All right, go ahead. Refresh this up. Go ahead. Take it from where you left off. I think you were talking about the Clippers and the Lakers.
Well, I'm just saying at this point the Heat have to they have a game plan for Tatum and for Brown. They played them in playoff series, so they'll be ready for tonight's game. It's just a matter of whether they execute. Again, I don't think Boston should be favored. If Miami hadn't lost to Chicago the way they did, I don't think they would be. So this is a spot to take the Heat.
Yeah, well, they got to take some pride in a little defense here in this matchup tonight. 7:30, guys. Celtics Heat coming your way. Now it is time for a little overtime where we'll take a game here, focus on the total if we can, and we're going to look here at a game in which I think some of you guys will say, you know what, we should be looking at some serious points in this game. Denver and Golden State as we head out west, 229 and a half, somewhere in that ballpark there. I'm wondering though, there is some Jokic popped up on the injury report. I guess a thumb issue. We know they're going to be doing some load management with Murray, so I don't know. Is there a possibility? There's only one way to look at this, and that wouldn't be over, but under here. What are you looking at, Andy, from a prop betting market?
Well, unfortunately, the books caught up real quick with Draymond Green unders. It was an easy cash in the first game. I was hoping he was going to come out and play a little bit more and get a few more stats so the books wouldn't catch on that he's not going to play very many minutes to start the year. And no, the books caught on real quick. So unfortunately, my scheming plan to ride with the Golden State Warriors starters on unders has been foiled. There's one that really sticks out to me, and I think it's Aaron Gordon over 23.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I thought he looked great in game one. I really like this Nuggets team. He went for 22, 10, and 2. It's 34 PRA. He played 33 minutes, and Jokic was the only one to have as many shot attempts as he did. I also think he's going to benefit from the Warriors trying to load manage all of their starters and not have them play very many minutes, and Aaron Gordon might get some really nice minutes where he's playing against some of the backups like Kuminga, maybe JaMychal Green. I think this game is pretty close, especially if Steve Kerr sticks to his guns about not playing these guys over the 30-minute mark. I think Aaron Gordon's going to be a big part of this game. He's got some nice matchups. So 23.5 seems a little bit low. I just love the way he looked in game one. I think it continues tonight. That's my favorite prop in this game.
Can't argue with those at all. Kind of hard to bet 2 when the number's 2 on Draymond. Very hard to go up and over those. So, Tony, here before you bust out with the Lakers and Clippers again, I do want you to know we feel for you. All right, and I also want you to know that 11, I believe it was an 11-man rotation the Golden State Warriors and Steve Kerr used. That's just ridiculous. And dominated, too, no less. So what do you think here from a total perspective? Can you only look up and over here, or do you think defense plays a big part here tonight?
Defense will play a big part in that Lakers-Clippers game that I mentioned before. Klay Thompson's total for points was 15.5. Steve Kerr says, I'm not going to play him more than 20 minutes. On his final possession before he checks out of the game for good, it's a three-pointer, 18 points for Klay Thompson. So that's how that game went. And in tonight's game, I think, you get to see Jordan Poole. He was absolutely outstanding. He's going to win Sixth Man of the Year if he stays healthy because he's got the narrative thing down, thanks to Draymond Green punching him in the face and being resurgent after that and handling it the way he did. If he plays well, I think he'll get the sentiment from the media and the coaches and get that Sixth Man of the Year. I thought that was the biggest future lock. Andy mentioned Kerr is going to play his 10, 11-man rotation. The Nuggets will list Jamal Murray is officially questionable tonight. And if he doesn't play, then that means that they will ride Ish Smith some, but you'll basically see Bones Highland and then the defensive-minded combination of Kentavious Caldwell, Pope, and Bruce Brown as defenders out there, which really would lend itself to the under rather than the over, especially if Denver can slow down the game and work it into Jokic. So, the Lakers locked in at times against Golden State, and that was an under game the other night that ended up over, obviously, but this one could probably be an under game as well.
All right, looking at the under game, I think that the Laker game against Golden State opened at 5.5 as well. I think it closed 7.5, Brian, but What are you thinking here? I don't see there's any correlation between Denver and the LA. I don't think it's on the same footing. But do you think we're going to get in the 230s and scoring's going to be the table here?
The problem you have early on in the season, especially with veteran teams like a Golden State here, is we don't know how long people are going to play. The coach has come out and he has said they're going to spread the wealth a little bit early on. That's great. It's all nice and it's all nice to know that, but you don't know how it's going to be separated. Is it going to be guys on the bench that normally get a lot of scoring opportunities because they're going to get the time, or are they going to rest the big scorers on the team? We'll have to see. So unfortunately, I don't have much to add from a total standpoint, although I will say Denver was shocked in that first game against Utah. Oof. And it makes a lot of sense because all you heard in the last couple of weeks was there's nobody on this Utah team. They traded away their only good player. They're going to tank this year. And the players on the team all hear that. They've heard it in the offseason. They get a chance to play a Denver team who's bringing in some guys that they didn't have last year, guys that had missed some time. And Denver just wasn't ready for them. And Utah crushed them. Now you got a Denver team that gets crushed by Utah. Now they're playing the NBA champs. They better bring it tonight. And as Tony pointed out, they may not be fully healthy in this one. So kind of like Golden State in this one. I think later on in the year when everything is settled for Denver, it'll be a much better matchup. But you can't play Golden State because you don't know how long everybody's going to play. So unfortunately, I'm going to be sitting this one out.
It's interesting, too. Yeah, they did a pretty good job, if you guys remember, in the playoffs last year against Jokic. He was a plus-minus 44. Minus 44 for the MVP there in that series. So needless to say, Golden State's figured out ways to bottle up Jokic. We'll see how it works tonight, but 229 and a half is the total. Keep an eye, maybe a little more defense than anything else here tonight. So, all right, now is the time to figure it out, guys. It's a nice card here tonight. Games up and down the board. And it's time to put 60 seconds on the clock and figure out if there is a best bet in one of these games these guys like a little more than the rest. So, Andy, 60 seconds. Do what you want with it. Just make sure you drop a best bet, man. What are you going with?
Well, first off, I have to say, I was worried about my Indiana Pacers and how they were going to approach this season to tank. They were not making the moves that I liked. I thought they looked way too good to go for the number one pick, and I had my doubts. And boy, did they prove me wrong. How slick are they? Right before the first game, Miles Turner lands on a ball boy and sprains his ankle allegedly and cannot play. It's so well played. The Pacers are playing chess, not checkers with this tanking thing. So well done. I'm so proud of my Pacers. Can't wait to trade for Westbrook and get healed out of here. That guy makes way too many three-pointers for what we're going for this year. So well done on the Pacers. Take-a-palooza is on. Best bet, Santi Aldama, over 1.5 made three-pointers. Tony did a good job talking about the players that are missing for Memphis. He played 39 minutes in Game 1 and went 3 for 8 from three-pointers. I love him to make at least 2 three-pointers tonight.
Up and over to 2 three-pointers. Love it. Good stuff there, Andy. Tony Mejia, 60 seconds on the clock. Something tells me there's going to be some sort of Clipper tie-in. But go, man. What do you got here?
No, we're talking the Phoenix Suns and the Portland Trailblazers going at it at the Moda Center tonight, unless they change that name again. And I think the Blazers are a live dog tonight. I think they win outright, so we're going to take the points. Phoenix had a great win the other night, but Chris Paul looked like he's not ready to start the season. DeAndre Ayton, despite having that offer sheet matched by the Suns that kept them away from the Indiana Pacers, didn't look engaged in the first half, although he was much better in the second half. And Devin Booker and Damian Lee had to rescue the Suns. They came back from 20 points plus down to beat the Mavericks. And I think this is a flat spot. Portland, a much improved team. Josh Hart, arrived last year and had to do more scoring. This year, he's going to be in his normal, comfortable role of a jack-of-all-trades type. You've got Jeremy Grant, who had a great debut. Anthony Simons is the new C.J. McCollum to Damian Lillard. I think Portland's going to get the job done, take the points against the Suns.
Oh, I mean, how many comebacks are you going to get here in a couple of days? Brian Leonard, what do you think here? 60 seconds on the clock. Where are you looking at here on the card?
I want to talk about yesterday's Clippers-Lakers game a little bit more. Actually, let's go with the game on tonight's card. New Orleans is playing Charlotte tonight, and Charlotte blew out San Antonio in the first game of the season. But we talked about it. San Antonio is a team that's going to be tanking all season long here, so I'm not reading in too much into Charlotte. And to be honest with Charlotte, I don't like their defense at all. They can be pushed around by some bigger teams, and New Orleans is a team right now I'm looking to play on. That offense looked great against Brooklyn. Brooklyn doesn't have the rebounders to compete with New Orleans. I don't think Charlotte will be that good in that regard either. I like the Pelicans here. Deeper team, and Zion Williamson, when he's healthy, that guy's a monster. I hope he comes back and has a great season here. Let's go with New Orleans minus the points over Charlotte.
Woo! Zion looked like a damn beast in that game here. Well, he got to round two. We'll get to see exactly what he is up to, but let's take a look here, guys. The recap with Andy Lang going Santi Almadama there over 1.5. Is it 2.5 or 3? Oh, you liked it over 2. 1.5. 1.5 3-pointers. Tony Mejia, however, thinks the Portland Trailblazers are got some value here tonight at home against the Phoenix Suns. So he says take the 5. Brian Leonard says good luck trying to stop Zion and that team from scoring. 6.5 is what this number is right now, guys. Make sure you jump in on that game. And then, of course, the contrarian gods have spoken, and they are looking at the Houston Rockets getting 7 here tonight against the Memphis Grizzlies at home. And don't forget, best bets are locked and loaded, not just for tonight, but all weekend long there at WagerTalk.com. You can head over there, visit Andy Lang's page, visit Tony Mejia, and of course, Brian Leonard, and do yourself the ultimate favor. Grab one of those 3-day, 7-day, 30-day all-access packages, and do it now because you get every sport, every play across all sports. And these guys are locked in across the betting landscape. So check it out over at WagerTalk.com. All right, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and make sure you download the WagerTalk TV app across all your devices here, and never miss any of the content, any of the shows, all on demand. Just a couple of clicks, and you guys are there. In the meantime, best of luck with your plays all weekend long. The NBA Tip-Off Show, we will be back again on Monday as we begin another full week of the association in full effect. Until then, best of luck, guys, with your plays. We'll talk to you again soon.
The NBA regular season tips off on Tuesday, October 18th, and who better to bet alongside than Rob Vino and Akeem Profit. Rob Vino enters the season ranked number 1 all-time in NBA profit at WagerTalk. On the flip side, Akeem Profit is looking to replicate last season after he finished up the year picking up over 44 units in profit for his NBA clients. And right now you can get the first 7 days of the NBA season for less than $5 per day per handicapper. For a limited time, you can get the first full week of NBA from both Rob Vino and Akeem Profit for the cost of just buying one of them. You heard right, for $69 you will get any NBA releases, including 5% best bets from Vino and Ski, from Tuesday, October 18th to Monday, October 24th, 2022. As an added bonus, the first 25 to sign up will get an additional 2 days added to their NBA access, a $100 value for free, taking you through October 26th.